Thank you very much for joining us here for the Lauren Cohan 50 here at Indianapolis Sim Racing Authority Pro Series. It is going to be one heck of a race. We're doing this in the B car, of course, simracingauthority.com if you're looking to join the league. Also, sponsorship opportunities are certainly available. Joining me in the booth for today's race is Speed Channel commentator Rick Allen. No, Rick, I get that you might be getting a little bit nervous. You've never really commentated for something like, such a large scale as Sim Racing Authority before. It's understandable. I get it. It's just, Rick, you're going to have to calm down. I really want you to be a part of this broadcast. It's just, you gotta chill.
About anything.
No, my name, we don't have any problems, nor is my name Wendy. So, I mean, okay. Yeah, we're going to have to ask you to leave. Okay. Yeah. Alright, now that Rick Allen's gone, we can go ahead and get this commentary up, get this race going. Certainly going to be an exciting one. Qualifying has just come to an end. Let's take a look at the results. Jesse Kaplan starting on the pole tonight, followed by James A. Mullins in second, Kyle Putz starting third, Connor Anton fourth. David Schutt rounded out the top five. Bobby Cheney 6th. Austin Roberts, league fanboy, starting 7th. Nick Caressel starting 8th. Chris Scala starting in the 9th spot. And Riley Wyans 10th. Tyler Ducharme starting 11th. Grayson Raz 12th. Cameron Meyer 13th. 14th is Randy Roberts. 16th apparently doesn't exist. Thanks, IRTVO. You suck. Brandon King, maybe, starting 17th. Matt Simpson starting 18th. 19th is myself. David Fish starting 20th. Ryan Flood starting 21st. And Brian Wentrin 22nd. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the qualifying results here and make sure they're at least mildly correct. Yeah. They're close. They're kind of there. Alright. Alright. As we see the cars lined up on the field, getting ready to go. Jesse Kaplan taking the pole. Wait a minute. What the hell? Jesse Kaplan. Jesse Kaplan. What is on his car? What is that? Why is that there? That should not exist. That is confirmed a My Little Pony car for the 22 of Jesse Kaplan. So that's cool, I guess. Again, Jesse Kaplan starting on the pole. Alright, waiting for that iRacing pace car to get underway and we can get racing here. Pace laps here at Indy suck, and I'm expecting that there is going to be a lot of them. That is why I had that little Rick Allen bit. Unfortunately, I've already used that. Probably not the best idea. For some odd reason, we're showing Aaron Davis as being in the first spot. That should update as the field gets a little bit strung out here and they cross the line. There we go. Taking a look at the leader, however, Jesse Kaplan going to be leading the field off in the My Little Pony machine. I'm going to be honest, I don't really know how I feel about this. I don't know how I feel about this. Quite the big field that we got going here tonight, though. Marcus Richardson not here. Chance Crum not here. Setting because for some reason I'm showing Aaron Davis as the leader, which is not accurate at all, not even slightly. But hey guys, Aaron Davis is apparently the leader, so that's cool. That's chill. It's chill-tastical. We're just gonna have to hope that sorts itself out as they pace around what I believe is turn 3 here at Indianapolis. Everyone getting ready, pulling those belts tight, getting ready to go in the Sim Racing Authority Pro Series. And here we go. Kaplan has to go on the green flag here for the initial restart. All other restarts, he can go whenever the heck he wants.
Green, green, green.
Green flag is out for the 22 machine of Jesse Kaplan, leading the field off across the line first. Closely followed by the 97 of James A. Mullins on the outside. Kaplan is probably going to get the run going into one. That is for sure. The outside line is falling back, getting run over in all sorts of ways. Good news, the leaderboard works. Woo, that's a relief. I'm going to be honest, I was not paying attention to what the hell I was saying. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't just spewing BS. Kaplan already trying to break the trap by going low down the backstretch here. A little early for that, if you ask me. It's lap 1, but hey, I'm sure it doesn't hurt. Kaplan pulling away to quite the healthy lead already in just a few corners. Meanwhile, we got James A. Mullins in the 2nd spot, Connor Anson 3rd right now, and Kyle Putz in the 4th position. David Schutt rounding out the top 5. Meanwhile, Jesse Kaplan continuing to pull away. Well, not necessarily. Starting to close up a little bit there. It looks like Kaplan might have messed up that corner a little bit. Of course, as I say that, he's pulling away, but you can see everyone up in the top 5 is driving the wheels off of it. Again, last week at Bristol, there was a lot of people hitting the wall, and this place will probably be no different as we take a look at Austin Roberts right here on the back bumper of David Schutt in his number 77 SRA machine. Field is relatively single file right now, but hey, look at this. James A. Mullins to the inside of Jesse Kaplan right there, trying to make the move. Expect to see the number 4 car of Connor Anson following through there on the inside. Yes, he does. He's going to get the run off the corner right there. Come up in front of Kaplan. It's lap 2, people. It's lap 3, actually. That's... Whew. Connor Anton confirmed driving like a douchebag. Anyway, new leader, James A. Mullins, number 97, Kellogg's Frosted Flakes machine thing. Jesse Kaplan back to the 3rd spot, and Connor Anson up to 2nd. Kyle Putz still going on in the 4th spot. David Schutt 5th. League fanboy Austin Roberts 6th. Bobby Cheney, league owner, CEO, treasury, COO, CEO, he's everything pretty much. He's also God. He's in the 7th spot. Riley Wyans right there running 8th. Taking a look at the 62 machine, Nick Caressel in 9th, Chris Scala 10th. Grayson Raz in the 11th spot, Tyler Ducharme running 12th, Randy Roberts 13th, Matt Simpson in the, what I believe is the 14th spot, Brandon King 15th, Flood in the 16th spot, Aaron Davis back there in 17th, Brian Wertman 18th, and Cameron Meyer in 19th. Good job, Aaron Davis. Alright, taking another look up here at the lead. Oh my god, Schutt, what are you doing with your life? Looked like there might have been a little bit of 3 wide right there. Jesse Kaplan hanging on to that 3rd spot by a thread. Again, pulling down across the track. Kyle Putz right there with the preferred line heading into turn 3. Going to try to get by David Schutt. No, looks like he might let Schutt back in. David Schutt and Kyle Putz, of course, running the endurance racing series we have here at Sim Racing Authority. It's not broadcasted, not commentated, nothing like that. It's a fun race. That's, hey, the reason it's not broadcasted is because I raced in it because it's fun. Check that out, simracingauthority.com for more information if you'd like to join the endurance series. Meanwhile, James Mullins continuing to pull away from the number 4 machine of Connor Anson. Jesse Kaplan still in the 3rd spot. A lot of single file racing out here. I think everyone kind of knows the perils of passing at this track. Generally, it's not fun. We haven't had a single caution lap yet. It seems like these races where we all think there's going to be a lot of cautions, there aren't, because, you know, most of the people around this league generally can keep their heads on straight and not drive like an idiot. Taking a look back at 11th spot, Tyler Ducharme. There's no one around him, so he doesn't have an opportunity to drive like an idiot. The more you know. Trying to see if we can go back through the field, see if there are any battles going on right now. No, not really. Looks like we might have Riley Wyans taking a look to the inside of Bobby Cheney. No, false alarm. If you guys thought someone was going to pass someone, you're wrong. Nope, no passing will be done here tonight. Oh, wait. Big battle back here for the 17th position. Brian Wertman looking to the inside right here of... Who is that back here? Brian Wertman looking to the inside of... Randy Roberts? Yeah, Brian Wertman gets by Randy Roberts on the inside right there for the 17th position. Cameron Meyer back here. Looks like he might have gotten the wall, maybe spun. Not quite sure what's going on with Cameron Meyer, but he is back here in the 19th spot. Quite a ways back from the 18th place car. Not quite sure what's going on right there. Meanwhile, Randy Roberts passes Brian Wertman back right there. Wertman looking to the inside of Randy Roberts. This is good racing. I don't care what position it's for. This is pretty much the most exciting battle on the track right now. That I can see, at least. Yeah, the field is, you know, getting strung out as we'd expect. Wertman looking to the inside into turn 3. Roberts giving him the room. Can't make it stick. Alright, let's head back up front. Oh, I was so wrong! I leave for a second and the good stuff happens. Connor Anton. Looks like something might have happened to Anton. Anton from 2nd to 6th that lap. Let's take a look at the instant replay. We're going to go back quite a ways here. Kaplan looks to the inside right there, trying to get by. Not quite sure what could have happened to Anton here that could send him from 2nd spot to 6th spot. I couldn't imagine he just got freight trained. Alright, as they dive into turn 3. Anton gets a very poor exit out of turn 3. David Schutt looks to the inside. 5-car Kyle Putz looking to the inside. Looks like Anton got the wall coming up off the corner. And then, yeah, not good for Connor Anton. 2nd place, now scored from 6th to 9th even. Connor Anton way back there. Just goes to show why you don't have people trying to pass, really. I mean, this place sucks. Ugh. 2nd to 9th, Jesse Kaplan moving back up into the 2nd spot. James A. Mullins continuing to lead tonight's race. Jesse Kaplan up there in the 2nd spot. Not for long. David Schutt with a push from Kyle Putz. Looking to the inside of Kaplan. Kaplan not going to give any room. David Schutt, fortunately, not going to give any bumper. And it looks like Kyle Putz is going to follow David Schutt past the 22 machine of Jesse Kaplan. Oh, what the hell? Oh, this is scary right here. Kyle Putz is going to have the advantage going into turn 1. Kaplan should, quite honestly, just be thankful he didn't get freight train there. Kaplan going for the crossover on Kyle Putz. Big wreck, right, turn 2.
Caution is out.
Problems. Rick, where's Rick Allen when we need him? There he is. Problems indeed, Rick Allen. That is correct. Kyle Putz going around off the front bumper of Jesse Kaplan. Taking a look at the instant replay here. Here we go. Let's go on board. Possibly, maybe. Jesse Kaplan gets the crossover going right here. We're going to have to go on board to see just exactly what happened, however. Let's see if we can get a view going here. Cockpit. No? You don't want to work today? That's fine. There we go. Cockpit of Jesse Kaplan. Let's take a look at that instant replay again if we can here. Here he goes on the crossover. Yeah. As you know, it looked to me like two people going for the same little bit of real estate. Did not quite work out. I mean, I don't really think Kaplan came up. It didn't look to me like putts came down. It was just two kind of different lines all on the track right there. But let's see if we can get another view here. Kaplan coming down on the straightaway right there, way far away from the wall. Not quite sure why. Here we see putts easily clearing Kaplan. Heading into turn 1. Kaplan getting the run off the corner, however, trying to cross up the number 8 machine. Yeah, I don't know. It just looked to me like some were trying to arc it in, some weren't. I don't know. Really, really tough decision right there. As much as I like to blame Kaplan, I can't really blame anyone. It looked like a racing deal. Assuming. Oh wait, yeah, here they go, coming down for the pit stops. I thought I missed them. Apparently not. Perfect. It looks like just about everyone is going to be coming down here to pit. James A. Mullins leading the field down to pit lane. David Shutt in the second spot, I do believe. Right? Yep. Something like that. We might be seeing Bobby Chaney staying out here. Probably leading a lap, getting some points. I would not be expecting Bobby Chaney to be staying out for any extended period of time here. Tires, very, 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 very important here at Indianapolis. Taking a look at the inevitable battle off of pit lane. Who's going to get off the pit lane first? Jesse Kaplan definitely has the better pit box here. Might have some damage to fix. The 97 getting off pit lane first. Kaplan with a slow stop, going to be coming out fourth. And it looked to me like David Shutt coming out in the second spot. And these are probably going to be the basic running order here. I'm expecting Bobby Chaney to not be an idiot and probably pit. Certainly not the most exciting racing here at the start, I'm going to be honest with you, but that is just how Indianapolis is. And of course, you don't want to do too much racing until the very, very end. As we get updated timing and scoring, we will be heading back through the field, seeing what's going on here at Indy, seeing where everyone is. First of all, let's take a look at the 5 car of Kyle Putz, still on pit lane, getting damage fixed. Certainly extensive damage to the rear end of that machine, to the sides. All corners are dented on the number 5 machine of Kyle Putz. Tough, tough, tough break right there. Now let's see if Bobby Chaney does in fact pit. Nope. Bobby Chaney not pitting. Wow, track position is key here, but I think tires are even more important. Not quite sure right there. Alright, taking a look back through the field, Bobby Chaney is going to be restarting in the number 1 position. Actually, let's see if the lights go off on the pace car first. No, more pacing. Awesome. Bobby Chaney restarting in the first spot. James Mullins second. David Shutt third. Jesse Kaplan fifth. No. Jesse Kaplan. No, wait. I almost skipped over him. Austin Roberts, league fanboy. He's pretty easy to skip over. Oh, I'm a douche. Jesse Kaplan restarting fifth. Riley Wyans sixth. Nick Caressel restarting in the 7th spot. Connor Anton restarting 8th. 9th is Brandon King. Tyler Ducharme restarting 10th. Chris Scala restarting 11th. Matt Simpson 12th. Aaron Davis in the 13th spot. Lucky 13 for Aaron Davis. What could possibly go wrong? Ryan Flood 14th at the moment. Randy Roberts 15th. Brian Wortman 16th. Cameron Meyer 17th. And Kyle Putz back out there in the 18th spot. This should be exciting. League owner, CEO, treasurer, COO, Graham Poobah. Just general leader, awesome person. He's actually only caused 2 wrecks in his entire iRacing career. Bobby Chaney is going to be restarting first on about 10-lap old tires here in the, I don't really want to say it, the Lauren Cohan 50 here at Indianapolis. God dang it, Aaron Davis. All right. James Mullins, bad fast out there. He's going to be the first car on 2 tires. It's going to certainly be a little bit interesting to see where Mullins can get back in line here. Obviously, the freight train is going to be coming here at Indianapolis. That inside line is certainly where you want to be. Thank God the field has doubled up. I was about to die of complete and utter boredom. Oh my God. Okay. The field doubles up. Bobby Chaney obviously going to elect that inside line. That's where he's going to want to be. I don't know. I was kind of skeptical of Chaney's decision, and I still am. But track position is important here. If he can stay up there, someone that will is the 24 of Bobby Chaney. It is going to be interesting, though, seeing how that number 97 car ducks in to the inside line, seeing if he gets shuffled back. Certainly the fastest car out here tonight. Bobby Chaney scrubbing his tires. We are going to have to remove him. We will be banning him. We'll be seeing it. Just kidding. You're allowed to scrub your tires. Just as long as you don't suck. Alright. Last lap, Bobby Chaney running a 2:19.74. That is, in fact, faster than Tyler Ducharme's fastest lap under green. Good job, Bobby Chaney. As the iRacing pace car ducks off, Bobby Chaney going right on the pace car as he's allowed to get in the jump. The 97 car getting right back in line behind him. Bobby Chaney leads the field off into turn 1. League fanboy Austin Roberts up to 3rd. Oh, David Shutt goes around! Holy crap, Connor Anton's upside down. David Shutt's upside down. Jesse Kaplan's in it. Everyone is dead. Confirmed. Riley Wyant is in it. Nick Caressel's in it. Looks like someone else in an SRA car back there is in it. Let's take a look at the instant replay. I don't even know where to start here. To me, it looked like it all started with the number 12 machine of David Shutt. David Shutt comes down on Riley Wyans. And he died. Is generally how this went. Oh, man. Alright, David Shutt went around. Slow this down a little bit. Alright, David Shutt. I can't even analyze this. Alright, David Shutt goes around. Connor Anton gets involved. 62, Nick Caressel gets involved. Riley Wyant spins, getting, looks like he got rear-ended there. Tyler Ducharme just barely making it through there. Never mind. He didn't. Tyler Ducharme's in it, too. Randy Roberts getting into it. Everyone. Oh. Massive junk. Oh my God. We're going to have a little talk with David Shutt. Oh, that's great. That is absolutely great. Okay. Here we are, back live, I think. Take a look. Oh. Look at more. Oh, look at Riley.
Problems.
Yes, thank you, Rick. Yes. Yes. There were, in fact, problems.
Guys, careful.
David Shutt, Stuart Redmond up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah.
You just took out half the field. How does that make you feel, David Shutt?
I don't feel like I think I'd have to field, so yeah, that's all I have to say right now.
10-4.
Alright, so you don't have to pull me.
Looks like we
I
might
don't know
have.
what to do with my hands. What should I do with my hands?
Looks like we might have pissed off David Shutt a little bit. Oh, I'm gonna have a talk with him after and apologize. We like to interview people here right after they wreck, right after they might be a little bit pissed off. Usually they aren't that pissed off. David Shutt's not happy. Confirmed. I'm quite happy that we have driver chat muted up here in the booth. Let's see how Aaron Davis... Did Aaron Davis make it through that? Holy shit. That is confirmed. Aaron Davis making it through the wreck. Let's see if we can go on board with Aaron Davis through that wreck. I'm assuming he was so far back, like, he didn't even see it. That's what I'm assuming at this point, however. Wait, where's the wreck? Did I miss the wreck? No, right here's the wreck. On board. Aaron Davis just seeing... Aaron Davis confirmed, more than likely, laughing his ass off getting through that wreck. Oh, wait, and let's have a quick little listen here for the letting off the throttle. Aaron Davis let off the throttle. In fact, it seems like he might have actually hit the brakes a little bit. Good job, Aaron Davis. You know what that means? Oh, I think you know what that means. Talent meter is off the damn charts. There's a disturbance in the black stripe force. Aaron Davis. Talent meter off the charts for Aaron Davis. That is for sure. Let's see who got in the back bumper of David Shutt, though, because Shutt does generally admit when he thinks he messed up. And, let's see what happened here, actually. I'm a little bit curious. Taking a look at the replay. Oh, looks like it might have been... Is that Riley Wyans? Let's go on board with Riley Wyans. I'm curious here. I'll be honest with you. 07, Riley Wyans. Riley Wyans looking to the inside. Has a quarter panel on Shutt right there. Yeah, it looks to me like Shutt might have come down a little bit. It's kind of hard to tell. However, I'm not entirely sure right here. He didn't have a quarter panel on him here, but right here it looks like Shutt might have botched his entry to the corner or something. Usually when you get up in that higher groove, you get stuck there. Wyans gets a quarter panel in right there, and then Shutt comes down. It's really, you know, I don't think Riley Wyans dive bombed, but at the same time, I don't think Shutt was expecting Wyans to be there. So, you know, again, can't really put blame on anyone. As much as I'd like to. As much as I want to blame Shutt. Eh, screw it, let's just blame Shutt. Meanwhile, Bobby Chaney laughing his ass off up there at the front of the field. Confirmed. All right, 33 laps to go. This is going to be a long race. Oh, my God. Alright, taking a look through the field that we happen to have left. Bobby Chaney going to be restarting in the first position. James Mullins second. League fanboy Austin Roberts third. Chris Scala in the fourth spot. Oh, Riley Wyans joining us down here in the booth. How's it going, Riley?
Pretty good. You know, wrecked most of the field there,
Yep.
but I've had worse.
I blame Shutt. Shutt took me seriously. I don't think he's too happy. I'm going to be honest. Right here.
I'll be okay.
Bobby Chaney is probably up there at the head of the field of what appears to be about 9 cars. Laughing a lot, probably. Bobby Chaney obviously taking no tires earlier in the race.
Yeah, I was talking to Bobby a little bit about strategy, and it was looking like he was like, man, why would I even pit here if no one else is going to pit and everybody pit? So it's going to be really interesting for him to see if he can stay up there now that we've got like a half a heat cycle on those tires.
Oh yeah, and definitely what's going to be interesting is seeing how the 97 can fare on that outside line, seeing if he can get down to the bottom and, you know, not get freight trained going into turn 1.
Yeah, definitely. I'm thinking, you know, now that he knows and he remembers that we can go on green here on these restarts, he's going to be a little bit more attentive here on this restart and see, he'll give Bobby a little bit more of a run, but he's going to have to work on getting down as fast as he can because there's just no way you can hang on that outside line.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you know that wreck took out a majority of the field because Aaron Davis is up in the 5th spot. That, you know, that's a wreck in itself right there. He'll be junking it into turn 1. Alright, as the iRacing pace car gets ready to pull off here, Bobby Chaney at the head of the field. Chaney with the jump right there, waiting a long time to go.
Green flag, green flag.
Looks like the 97 is going to lose at least 1 spot right there to the 77 of Austin Roberts right there. Austin Roberts moving up to 2nd. 97
Bobby.
is... Go ahead.
Bobby and Austin worked together a lot in these races, so Austin was probably ready to go when Bobby was. You're going to see here Bobby's going to have a lot of trouble trying to keep it down in the corner and keeping his corner speeds up because he's on these old tires. He's probably going to let Austin go when he gets there, and probably Jeremy too. He's really in it for the track position. He can stay up here, you know, wait for the wreck and see what he can do here, moving on as we go through one more pit stop.
Certainly, certainly, certainly. And it looks like the 97 car has just made a clutch maneuver going down the backstretch, getting to the inside right there of the 77, getting by him in turn 3 and getting by the 24 of Bobby Chaney in turn 1.
That's where these cars really, really struggle with the grip. It's right from the center of the corner and on corner exit. And when you're in traffic with these these nationwide cars, it gets really hard to see the wall on exit and get your bearings when you're tucked up behind somebody in the back. So you got to make a lot of concessions to make sure you don't hit the wall and junk your race.
For sure, for sure. And now we're back to that phase of the race again where the field is, for the most part, strung out. Not a lot of crazy good racing to talk about here. Taking a look back through the field, James A. Mullins leading the race right now by about a 10th. Austin Roberts back there in the 2nd spot. Bobby Chaney 3rd. About to get passed right there by Chris Scala in the number 10 machine. Chris Scala currently in 4th, as I said, almost up to 3rd. Ryan Flood is currently scored in the 6th spot. Cameron Meyer up there in 8th. Skipped over Aaron Davis. He's 5th. Again, he's pretty easy to skip over. Cameron Meyer in 7th. Brian Wertman 8th. Matt Simpson 9th. Kyle Putz 10th. Randy Roberts 12th. Tyler Ducharme in the 12th spot. And Nick Caressel rounding out the lead lap right there in the 13th position. Well, it looks like the strategy might have played out pretty well for Bobby Chaney. From what I remember earlier in the race, he was back outside of the top 5, and now he seems to be holding up pretty well with these top 4, staying out on the older tires.
Yeah, you gotta remember, most of the people that were in front of him are now either behind the wall or junk, trying to just make laps. So I think that wreck is really going to help some of these guys out who usually run in the back. They were able to slow down and miss it. Yeah, on a restart like that, it takes a lot of guys out.
Oh, yeah.
Bobby making a move here on Scala down the inside.
Definitely did not expect that. Tires certainly very important here at Indianapolis. Bobby Chaney actually passing cars right here on the older tires.
I think you'll start to see Bobby pick back up in lap time in comparison to those guys as the tires fall off a little bit. For the guys with the new tires, they kind of level off, and Bobby's right around there. I don't think you'll see him be any further behind now. He's probably going to start to catch back up 2-3 laps on those new tires, and they're right about where Bobby's at. So I think he'll start to be able to hang on. And if we get another caution here, another pit stop, and he doesn't come in, so our guys stay out, he'll be right on par with them. It won't be any detriment from here on out.
Certainly. As we work 27 laps to go in the Lauren Cohan 50, I really don't want to say the name of this race. It's humiliating just to say it, to be honest with you. But yeah, there you go. 27 laps to go.
Yeah, a race with a name like this is just definitely indicative of our need for money. If you want to donate, hit up Sim Racing Authority, and you can send an email to either Austin at simracingauthority.com or Bobby at simracingauthority.com and set up to sponsor some races or a whole series. There's pricing available if you contact them, and you can even name a race as stupid as the Lauren Cohan 50. So, you know, there's that.
Nice plug, nice plug. That was clutch right there.
Shameless plug.
Looking back through the field to see if there is any action back here. It looks like the best battle we got going on right now. Ryan Flood looking to the inside of Aaron Davis here in turn 2. And it looks to me like the number 21 car of Cameron Meyer going to try to follow him through. Cameron Meyer to the inside of Flood. Looked like he was 3 wide there for a second, but Davis got clear of Flood, and it's just 2 wide. That's kind of breaks the excitement.
Yeah, sadly. Had to back out. Darn it.
Brian Wertman trying to follow the number 21 car of Cameron Meyer through on the pass on the 98 of Flood. Even more impressive, the 5 car of Kyle Putz is sticking with this pack. Earlier in the race, he died. Like, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it looked like he died.
Yeah, he hit the back. He hit the wall pretty hard.
Ooh, man, he was in the back of that car. Yeah, he died.
Yeah, a lot of damage on the back of Kyle Putz's machine, and he's doing a nice job right there, staying in the top 10 here.
Yeah, I'm working my way back through the field myself. Looks like we got some other RIP members here, Nicholas Caressel and Connor Anton, both with cars that don't even look like they should be in a junkyard. They're so bad.
Oh my God, what is Connor doing? Get off the track.
I think Connor is extremely desperate for points right now. That thing is trash.
Yep, that is for sure. Maybe he's just leaning to one side because he's got like too much craft dinner loaded into one side. I don't know.
It looks like it. Well, I mean, with damage like that, I'm surprised you can hold any craft dinner in it.
Yeah.
I think what you're looking at there is a lack of craft dinner is really messing with the setup. You know, he has to kind of incorporate that. You know, they had to alter the fixed setup for him because the craft dinner just throws him off so much to the center of the corner.
Yep. Confirmed.
Oh, look at that thing rotate on entry. Ooh.
Aaron Davis chugging along in the fifth place spot. Good job, Aaron Davis. Good job. We did award Aaron Davis earlier with the talent meter getting through that wreck. He did not arc a brake for once. He actually hit the brakes and just drove through it, more than likely laughing his ass off.
I was laughing, and I was the one getting arc braked. It was pretty impressive. Ooh, there's a wall there, Aaron. Ooh.
And just as quickly as Aaron Davis got the talent meter, he gets the low talent meter. No. Talent meter doesn't love you, Aaron Davis. I was sitting here talking nice to you, and you just hit the wall. Way to go. You suck. Meanwhile, Brian Wertman trying to crack into the 6th spot here on the inside of Cameron Meyer. Looks like he might clear him coming out of turn 2. Brian Wertman inheriting the 6th spot here in the number 89 Racing for Jesus Chevrolet Impala SS.
Cameron coming back down on the inside here. He's definitely got the line for the corner. He's there. Use that draft. Wow, nice apex on the gas. He nailed that. That's a good pass right there. He's probably going to trade spots here. So much draft on the straightaways here. These giant spoilers on these cars. You can really get a run from way, way back.
Oh yeah, and it's one of the few things that actually provides excitement for this track is the crossovers. It's very easy to cross someone up here at Indianapolis, and it can add to the excitement of the racing. As we see Connor Anton pulling the number 4 Ford EcoBoost Ford down the pit lane, which is probably a good thing.
Oh yeah, with the way that car's looking, I'm surprised he was able to get around the racetrack. He deserves some points for that. That's impressive points.
Oh yeah.
One guy I'm keeping my eye on coming through the field here is Matt Simpson in the Braves Ford Mustang. Making a pass here on Ryan Flood. Looks like that car has a little bit of damage on the right rear, but he's usually pretty good at these races. Runs to the back a little bit and works his way up. Really good at managing tires. I think as you see this run go on, we're just past halfway here, about lap 30. We're going to see him move up through the field a little bit, make some moves, as long as that damage isn't too severe.
No, compared to a lot of the other cars, even up there ahead of him, his damage does not seem to be too bad. He should be, I would agree, he does seem like he might be able to make it up through the field here a little bit. Yeah, Matt Simpson, definitely, he's more going for the championship in the National Series more than this series. He was not in the race last week at Bristol, if I can remember. But Matt Simpson usually hanging in the back, usually a very relaxed approach to these kind of races, and he starts to move in the final half of the race whenever all the wrecks are done with. And it looks like he thinks all the wrecks, for the most part, are over with. There's not really enough cars to have another massive wreck, so Matt Simpson trying to make his move to the front.
Yeah, right around where he is where you might see a wreck as he works his way out through the field, because, you know, there's no way to give room here when you're passing somebody. The guy on the outside has to be right there to be able to maintain pace. So you'll see a lot of aliens for Matt Simpson there. You'll see a lot of really, really close running in the corners, because if you give anybody too much room on that bottom, you're going to that wall on exit, and you just can't make it up.
Meanwhile, taking a look at James A. Mullins continuing to pull away from the field with a 2.2 second gap over second place and league fanboy Austin Roberts in the number 77 Sim Racing Authority machine. Whoa, did something happen? Something seems to have happened to Bobby Chaney. He might have taken his car down the pit lane.
I think Bobby Chaney took him a pit stop here. He said he was going to go to about lap 30 before he had to pit. That's about as far as he could go on a tank of fuel. He hasn't pitted yet. You can only go about 26 or 27 laps here, all green. So I think he probably pulled down for his final pit stop of the day.
Yeah, if this goes green, that should cycle through okay for him, because I'm assuming everyone else out here has to pit. I think
our first caution came about lap 10. No one else is going to be able to make it from here, unless we have some more cautions in which they would pit. So.
Meanwhile, Austin Roberts on the inside and Nick Caressel going a lap down. Caressel soldiering on out there, getting some points after being involved in the wreck caused by some idiot. I don't know who did it. I mean, but
pardon me. But not my fault. Chuck can't hold line.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have interviewed Shut there. It was probably a little bit of a touchy subject, but I went for it. I'm still happy I did it.
I'm a little disappointed you didn't get in Woods' face after he got dumped by Kaplan, but you know, that's just me.
Ooh. Too soon, Riley, too soon. Chris,
looks like some of these guys are thinking about pit stops here. I've seen some names pop up. Either there's guys in the way or we're doing some pit stops.
Oh yeah, Chris Scala up here in the third spot, also soldiering on, about 5 seconds ahead of Aaron Davis, who's managing to hold on to the fourth spot here. Good run for Aaron Davis. Certainly showing those Wood Brothers colors some respect that they've deserved here over the years in auto racing.
Looks like Bobby managed to stay right on the tail end of the lead lap. He's just ahead of Mullins here, just going into 1 now. Mullins working his way around some lap traffic up front, and you can definitely see him just every lap hitting his apex perfect, just kissing that little bit of rumble strip, and you can see how it gives him a little bit of extra help in the center, and he's not getting too close to the wall. He's just nice and smooth, and looks like he's keeping his tires on it, and he's running a really good line.
Oh yeah, certainly, and the times are showing he's got a 3.6 second gap on the 77 of Austin Roberts. Meanwhile, Connor Anton brings his car back on the track right in front of second place car Austin Roberts.
That thing, can we call that a car?
I don't really know what it is.
I think it's an extraterrestrial vehicle.
Confirmed extraterrestrial vehicle.
Because you know all those Canadians are aliens, right?
That's true, that's true.
Ooh, looks like we have some racing towards here in the back. Aaron Davis and Cameron Meyer going at it.
Cameron Meyer on the inside of Aaron Davis. Brian Wortman back there lurking, being as intimidating as can be. Looking to the inside of Aaron Davis here into turn 1. Wortman, a very clean racer, not going to wash up the track too much, can't make it stick. He's going to go for it in turn 2 as well. Nope, Davis going to shut the door.
You can see the difference there as we've watched Mullins before, how close and low he gets below that white line, and these guys are running right above it. That's the difference between 53 6s and 54 1s around this racetrack. Just about half a second you can lose just missing that line. There's so much more grip down there. Cam hits it good there. He drove up a little bit after passing Davis, but you'll see the draft here. Davis will be able to catch him down these long straightaways, but through the short shoots, Cam will pull away, hitting the line a little bit better.
Oh, yeah. And the times, again, are showing. The last time we checked in with James Mullins, he had about a 3.3 second lead over Austin Roberts, now up to 4.7 seconds over Austin Roberts.
Looks like we got some action here in the pits. Matt Simpson coming out rejoining the racetrack.
I feel like short pitting could certainly be a benefit here. You know, getting those fresher tires on before everyone else, you might be able to pick up some spots.
Certainly it'd be a shorter pit stop too, but I think a lot of these guys aren't going to want to do that too much. You know, you short pit, you get caught a lap down, and it's going to be really hard to make it back up. You really want to go as long as you can, wait for a caution, because there's still some guys racing really hard out here, and you would really hate to get caught up in something like that.
Yeah, it sounds to me like you might be the lifeline between us and the drivers. Do you have any idea if they're taking 4 tires, 2 tires, just gas? This late stage of the race?
I would be really impressed if anybody tried to do 2 tires around this place. I mean, it is a little bit tight, and you could probably pull it off, but I think most guys are probably going to do 4 tires, and if they pitted on that first pit stop around lap 12, they can take a little less gas if they run it all the way out, probably around 8 or 9 gallons, and that would tighten them back up. So it's not impossible that they would take 2, but there wouldn't be a whole lot to it. We'll see. I mean, I can go and talk to a couple of them and see what they're thinking.
No big deal. You know, it's good to know these kind of things. But, you know, we'll figure it out. I'm assuming you're probably right. I would certainly be taking 4 tires here. And I wouldn't be taking 2. If anything, I'd be taking just gas or 4 tires. But 10 laps here is a lot different than 10 laps anywhere else when you're running 1-minute laps around an oval.
Yeah, there's so much, you know, the problem with this place in 2 tires is there's not much banking. And that leads to a lot of times a little bit of a push loose because there's no banking to catch you on exit. And it'll get really, really nasty, you know, as compared to a place like Charlotte, you get a little bit loose on exit, you're going to burn the tires off, but here you get a little bit loose on exit, you're going to hit the wall. It's a little bit different. You can't really save it. It's a lot more about the car and mechanical grip than it is with the 1.5 miles, because you can't keep the corner speed up.
Exactly. Brian Wortman getting by Aaron Davis right there for the 5th spot, I do believe. Yeah, the 5th spot right there. Brian Wortman moving up into the 5th spot. Aaron Davis back to 6th. Cameron Meyer starting to pull away from that little 3-car battle in the 4th spot.
Looks like Kyle Putz got past Ryan Flood back here. Putz just running around a really nasty-looking car, getting really loose. It's just not his day right now. You know, he got in that accident earlier before the large one, and it's I think he's struggling to stay ahead of Flood here. I think him and Flood are racing pretty hard.
Yeah, you could say it's not his day, but at the same time, he's been able to capitalize on his bad situation. Still hanging tough here in the 7th spot, just outside the top 5.
Oh, it definitely could have been a lot worse. You know, I ended up with the rear axle literally outside of my car. So, you know, he's definitely a lot better off than I am. But I think he would rather be up there in the top 2 or 3 fighting for a win. He's pretty good at this place.
Oh, and the leader, James A. Mullins, bringing his car down onto the pit lane. We should be expecting to see some other guys pitting here shortly. And let's take a look at the number 97 machine, see what he's going to be taking on here in the pit stop.
Roberts followed him on pit lane. They're both on at the same time. Austin Roberts, notably with a little bit of right side damage, I can see, as he comes in here behind Mullins. We'll keep an eye on the pit stop, see who gets out first, see if maybe Roberts tries some 2 tires. He's one of them that would try it. He really likes to mess with the strategy here in these races.
James Mullins, 97.
Mullins with a nasty stop in his box, slowed up a little bit early. Roberts in there really good.
Mullins taking 4 tires. Looks like he's going to maintain most of his gap right there on Austin Roberts. Looks like Austin Roberts is also taking 4 tires. Chris Scala out there going to lead a lap, get a point here. We should be expecting him to pit very shortly, maybe even this time by, and it looks like that is the case. Chris Scala slowing down to pit this time. And it looks like Cameron Meyer going to stay out and lead a lap as well. Probably going to pit the next time by. Certainly starting to stretch it on fuel now, though. Should be expecting the rest of the field to be coming in here shortly.
Yeah, this is about where you're going to be stretching the fuel, about as far as you can right here. It's definitely, this is a point in the race where you got to look for incidents coming off of pit road that's really flat and dirty and slick down there. Looks like Scala taking only fuel here, coming out of his box, not changing any tires. That's a risk. You had to watch for him coming off pit road here. He could get a little bit loose.
That's a risk.
That's where you're going to see that's a big risk, and that's where you're going to see your incidents coming off pit road here on these green flag pit stops. You got to dig hard, and there's not a lot of room to dig.
Of course, Brian Wertman actually getting by Cameron Meyer. Brian Wertman is going to lead that lap and get a point here. They're going to try to stay out one more lap, actually. Not quite sure how they're doing that on fuel, but it looks like they have a little bit larger fuel tanks than everyone else. We'll be checking that in tech inspection after the race.
Yeah, more than likely they pitted one last time when me and Shutt wrecked half the field. They probably pitted then, dove back down. I don't think Scala or any of them guys did pit, so I think they don't think they can make it, but I definitely think they got a couple more laps to go than the rest of these guys.
Oh, yeah.
Scala's coming back down.
Yeah.
He must have missed his box.
Possibly. Scala definitely bringing his car back down pit lane. I was panning right over to him the moment you said that. It's perfect.
Or he might be, hey, you think we were on the same computer. He might have got a speeding penalty, too, if he doesn't stop in his box here. It's probably a pass-through for speeding either on entry or exit. He might have only taken gas because of the speeding penalty on entry. It's not hard to speed here on entry because you get off that turn 40, you got to start slowing down immediately.
That is true.
He's pulling into his box. Let's see what happens here. See if he takes tires or maybe a stop-and-go penalty. We'll see.
Maybe he didn't take enough gas. Maybe he got a splash and go and it just wasn't enough.
I don't think you'd be able to tell that on your outlap. We'll see. We'll talk to him after the race. I'd like to talk to him, see what happened. Because there's a good possibility he got a black flag.
Well, I'm trying to think of the penalties. Regular speeding is just a pass-through, so if it is a speeding penalty, he must have gotten a penalty for excessive speeding, which is like 10 miles an hour over the limit.
Yeah, it's a considerable amount more.
Brian Wertman still out there leading some laps here with 8 to go here in the Lauren Cohan 50. Still don't think Wertman has enough to make it, but you know what? He's going to stretch it and see what he can do. Cameron Meyer hanging on in the 2nd position.
Watch for the 89 to pit this lap. I think he might be coming in. You know, these guys about as far as they can stretch it. And maybe Cam's not bad at saving gas. You might see him stay a little bit longer, but definitely Wertman's coming in this lap.
That is going to bring Mullins back to the lead of this race. Well, barring Cameron Meyer doesn't pit, or that he does pit, I suppose.
And I'm not a wizard. I didn't just know that.
I'm assuming you're listening to
I've got
driver's
driver's chat off. Yeah, I've got it back on. Listen to him. I think both of them are pitting this lap, unless they're lying, and neither of them I know to lie very often. Except for Cameron, he's a sneaky little guy. Okay, looks like they got on pit road, no problems. And then we're going to cycle back around to Mullins in the lead.
Yep, Mullins.
Scala's looks like he was in second. Forgot he's probably a lap down.
Yeah, James Mullins is up there in the third spot, or, well, first spot. We're going to wait for timing and scoring to update here and then head back through the field. See if we can get a little bit of this confusion taken care of. With the confusion that always comes with green flag pit stops.
Hell, I'm confused, and I'm watching every single car.
Certainly a just stellar performance from James A. Mullins here tonight at Indianapolis. He started second to Jesse Kaplan right there. Kaplan not having the best start to his race. And
Definitely not.
He's not here anymore in this race. I should clarify. But yeah, Mullins, he ended up getting a bit of a poor restart earlier in the race. Back to the third spot. He made that clutch move, and he got by 2 cars in 2 sets of corners here at Indianapolis, and he went back to the lead and never looked back.
Yeah, I've never been in a race where Mullins hasn't been strong. He really loves this beat car. You know, he's really, really good at saving the tires on this thing and hitting his marks. It's one of my favorite cars, too, so every time I'm with him, me and him are really hashing it out with one another. He's never been somebody to be a slouch in these cars. You know, he really likes them, and I think most of the times he's raced with us, he's been in the top 5 or in contention for the win. I think I remember Texas. He won there on a late wreck. And it's just been it's been great to race with him. You know, he's not someone that's around Sim Racing Authority all the time, but every time he shows up to the racetrack, he races hard, fast, and he's not an asshole. So if you fit those 3 categories, feel free to sign up at simracingauthority.com. We're looking for lots of guys that are clean, fast, and not assholes. So
10-4, taking a look at Tyler Ducharme, 6 laps down in the 13th place position. Just thought I should throw that in there. Taking a look back through the field, however, James A. Mullins leading, Austin Roberts in second. Strategy panning out for Bobby Chaney back there in the 3rd spot. Brian Wertman 4th, having a good run. Cameron Meyer 5th. Kyle Putz in the 6th position, putting Caressel another lap down / position back. Matt Caressel, yes, Matt Caressel. Matt Simpson in the Matt Simpson in the 7th spot. Ryan Flood 8th. Aaron Davis back to 9th. Yep, good job, Davis. Had a top 5 run, and you balls up your pit stop. Good job, buddy.
sounds like Davis.
Yep, Randy Roberts back in the 10th spot. Chris Scala 1 lap down in 11th. Tough break for Scala right there. Not quite sure what happened. We'll certainly have a chat with him after the race. Nick Caressel back in 12th, soldiering on. The Colonel is bent up on the hood of his car right there. If you know what I mean. Nope, not going there. Connor Anton.
Oh, God.
Driving that car around. 3 laps down right now. 7 laps down, rather, in the 14th position. And Tyler Ducharme soldiering on in the 13th spot. I'm aware I said that backwards. Don't judge me. 3 laps to go for James A. Mullins. Certainly the best battle on the track right now is the battle between Austin Roberts, League Fanboy, and Bobby Chaney. Battle for the 2nd place position. Actually, I'm pretty excited for the interviews tonight. Got an interview. James A. Mullins. I have no idea who he is. Sorry. If you want to handle that interview, you can do it if you want, Riley.
I don't know him very well at all. You can do it. I'll throw you under the bus.
Okay, that's cool. Austin Roberts in 2nd. Bobby Chaney in 3rd. It looks like that's the way it's going to stay. But hey, this is NASCAR, and you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, Bobby's not one to wreck. You know, that is his cousin in front of him. It's always funny to watch them wreck, so maybe that'll happen. That's also league founder and CEO and chairperson president Bobby Chaney following non-vice president Austin Roberts.
I don't even know why he's in this race. Is he even in the league?
Yeah.
Who is that guy?
I've never heard of him before. He's like co-chair of the fan club. He never shows up. He always sits in the TeamSpeak AFK. Oh, got a pass coming here. He's not giving up. He's got that run with the draft. He really running him hard. I know it happened last week on the last lap between the certain people for second place, and this is looking like it could end the same way. A racetrack that's a hell of a lot longer, probably the same kind of finish.
White flag for James Mullins, but we're not looking at him. Who cares? There's a battle for the second spot. 77 and the 24. Bobby Chaney is probably going to make the move here. At some point, I would expect turn 3 is usually a good spot to start your pass here. Bobby Chaney with the run. It's a crazy run.
Bumps him into 2. Oh, that might have killed him. He might not have it.
That
off of 2.
might
He got
be
into
it.
Running into 2 to check up. Oh, he's going to have to hit him really good here to catch Austin.
Bobby Chaney has
He's going to have draft.
He's only caused 2 wrecks in his iRacing career, so I mean, I would not be expecting to see.
And both of them were in practice.
Yep. Both of them were in practice. That is confirmed. That is a confirmed statistic. James A. Mullins is going to take the checkered flag here at Indianapolis. Austin Roberts, by the looks of things, is going to bring home the second spot. Bobby Chaney finishing 3rd. Brian Wortman bringing it home. Good finish for Brian Wortman in the 4th spot. Cameron Meyer 5th. Kyle Putz, certainly night didn't end up too bad considering he got wrecked early in the race, bringing it home 6th, just outside the top 10. Matt Simpson having another great points day right there in the 7th spot. Ryan Flood 8th. By the looks of things, Aaron Davis is going to be finishing 9th with a little bit of right front damage. Just general right side damage. And looks like the number 10 machine, Chris Scala. Is he out of gas? Scala out of gas? Maybe not.
It's not impossible. Although he did pit like 5 times, I think he'd be full of gas.
Maybe he's just on his cooldown lap, I don't know. But it looks like Chris Scala is going to round out the top 10. Let's have a chat with the drivers here. Barring they don't leave. James Mullins, Stuart Redmond up in the booth. You got a copy? Maybe? Maybe not?
Say it again.
James Mullins, Stuart Redmond up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Certainly a dominating performance here at Indianapolis. Tell me, how did you do it? Tell me a little bit about your race.
I just really conservative, really wasn't pushing it very hard, trying to save my tires. I've always been pretty fast here, just trying to be conservative, you know, save my tires.
10.
My tires.
10-4, 10-4. Well, a very great run, very great finish, great race. Thank you for making a very exciting race for us. It was really cool to watch your line, see how different it was from everyone else's, and see how that benefited you.
Yeah, I always go into turn 2 a little bit different than everybody else. Seems to always pay off for me. It's kind of easier on tires. You get good run going down the backstretch, so definitely a little bit different line. I'm definitely a different driver than everybody else. I run a lot of different lines than everybody, so try to go where everybody else ain't.
Certainly worked out for you. Thank you very much for talking with us. Austin Roberts, Stuart Redmond up in the booth. I don't really know who you are. Are you even in this league? Why are you in this race?
I'm co-owner, so that makes me your boss, actually.
What you gonna do? Fire me?
No, but we can't find anybody to do it as well as you for free, so no.
Yeah, good job interjecting the for free part. Anyway, Austin Roberts having a good race right there. Certainly very exciting for a battle for second yet again in one of these pro races. Bobby Chaney trying to wreck you, but he couldn't quite pull it off. Tell me about those last few laps.
Well, I knew Bobby was on older tires, but this track's real important, and he stayed with me, and I tried to block him as much as possible without wrecking both of us, and he tried to get me there on that last lap, but I'm too tough. I'm not spinning out.
10-4, thank you very much for talking to us right there, Austin Roberts. Now for the most important interview of the night, Bobby Chaney, Stuart Redmond up in the booth. You got a copy?
10-4, Stu Change, we got a copy.
Bobby Chaney, you are confirmed to be the league owner, COO, CEO, treasurer, Grand Poobah, God, pretty much everything bringing it home in the third spot, having a great points day. Tell me a little bit about those last 2 laps from your perspective.
Oh, it was a blast. I was on a different pitch strategy than the rest of the field. I just stayed out when they pitted that first caution and just wanted to get off sequence, and it ended up working out pretty well. I mean, I know Austin ran down after he got them 4 tires, but I stayed with him, and I tried to nudge him out of the groove going into 2, but he didn't move. But, hey, I'll take a third. It was a good run.
Certainly a good run for you there, Bobby Chaney. Thank you very much for talking with us. All right, Riley, who do you think the random interview should be?
Thank you, and for all you do.
I don't know. I know I got one more interview I want to get here with Chris Scala before we go off the air. I want to ask him what happened here. Chris Scala, Riley Wyans up in the booth. Got a copy?
Sound muted.
We saw you having a really good run there up in P2, P3, keeping up with everybody, making a pretty good run. We don't know what happened to your last pit stop. You got speeding on entry, or if your gas guy tripped and fell, or what?
Just they got me at the last segment there. I just took off too early. It is what it is. Just good run gone bad.
Yeah, you definitely look strong out there. You know, it's a shame. Happens to all of us. I mean, hell, I finished in 18th. I wrecked. It was pretty ugly. But, you know, it's good to have you out here, bud. You know, we appreciate all you do over at Norgar, and we appreciate you showing up here and being one of our better racers over here. You know, we love to have you, and it's a great day. Anytime, you know, you can run up front. And it's a shame you didn't finish any better, bud, but it's great to have you, and I guess a good race up until that point.
No, thank you. It's a good time. I had a good race going there. Somehow got through that wreck, but it is what it is. But no, I had fun. Thanks, guys.
Sound resumed.
All right, and that is going to conclude our Sim Racing Authority coverage from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Once again, taking a look at the results page, which may or may not be correct. I think it's possessed, actually. James Mullins winning the race. That's right. Austin Roberts finishing second. Bobby Chaney third. Brian Wertman bringing home the 4th spot, and Cameron Meyer rounding out the top 5. Kyle Putz bringing it home in the 6th spot. Matt Simpson 7th. Ryan Flood 8th. Aaron Davis having a top 10 in 9th, and Chris Scala finishing 10th. Randy Roberts finishing 11th. Nick Caressel 12th. Tyler Ducharme 13th. Connor Anton in the 15th spot, and Brandon J. King rounding out the top 15. David Shutt bringing it home in the 16th spot after getting taken out by the 07 of Riley Wyans. Jesse Kaplan finishing 17th. Riley Wyans finishing 18th. Good run, Riley. Grayson Raz finishing 19th. And myself finishing 20th. David Fish, 21st. Obviously, those guys did not start the race, because, I mean, if I started the race, I would have won. No problem. So, all right, that's going to conclude our coverage. Any closing words for us, Riley?
Just thanks to all the viewers we always get. You know, it's great to have everybody. And, man, you know, new members are always great. It's great to have more cars in the field. It means wrecking hurts you worse, you know, further back in the field. You know, as long as you're a good driver and everything, we'd love to have you. Come over to simracingauthority.com, sign up, you know, sign up on a league page in iRacing, and stick around, you know, hang out and play with all of us whenever we want to here in this TeamSpeak, and have a great time.
Oh yeah, always looking for new drivers, sponsorship opportunities, anything. Also, you know, if you don't want to contact us via email, feel free to PM pretty much any, you know, Bobby Chaney or that random guy, Austin Roberts. PM them on iRacing. They'll be happy to get back to you, I'm sure. Thank you very much for tuning in here for Sim Racing Authority's Pro Series at Indianapolis. We'll see you next week.